So there is this thing that they call physical reality, and apparently I'm part of it. And I live in a body that's busted, it's broken. That's fine. Most of my life I've lived in my mind. And I know that very few people that I am Facebook friends with know me. And over time, I have gotten to know people online, which is not the best place to get to know people. But for some reason, a lot of people have been kind and they saved my life, you know? And so I'm going through this this very strange experience. And it's been amazing to me that there's been people supporting me. And it gives me hope that I have value. And I think it's because I'm giving other people hope too. You know, I come across as a pretty arrogant person who has answers for everything. And I still am going to be that. I'm going to keep going on that. But the experience I've had is humbling. And it's given me perhaps greater empathy for other people. So I guess as I read about things online, and I'm online, I'm on Facebook and these things, and I read about the news, and I'm very well connected, and I always have been, with thinking about a diverse ways of viewing reality and who we are. And I'm getting humbled to a level where I think things like love, this word that I've had immense trouble with all my life, because love is often a lie, love is often manipulative bullshit. But this idea that we have to just somehow serve well, which I've been doing all my life, is I'm very into service of other people. And I don't know, like, even I'm not a Christian, right? I don't think. Although I like some of the words of Christ, I was raised with Christian stuff and everything. But this idea of loving your enemy is interesting to me. I'm not pausing because I'm confused. I'm pausing because I'm trying to figure out how to communicate with a diverse audience of people, including myself. We are the problem in the world. We as humanity, we as individuals are the problem we have for ourselves. We are our worst enemies in many ways. And you could, get all psychological about that. And many people will want you to pay them to tell you how to be. Many people will want you to pay them to tell you how to think about yourself and others and what to do, as long as you're paying them for their placebo solutions for their lives. Many people just want to be oppressors, and they're very good at it. And probably most of our lives are spent serving bullies. We serve oppressors. That's how life kind of is. I've always been on the side of the underdog. I've always been on the side of the freak, the responsible freak. And I'll tell you, the unusual people, the people who don't fit in with a religion, the people who don't fit in with someone's oppressive system, they're the people who lose all the time. They're going to be in jobs where they're serving people who kill people far away. And I mean, I could get into all sorts of really political ranty crap, but that's not going to solve anything. And so I'm in this extremely lucky position right now to be able to question my life and why I'm here, what the purpose I have is. And it wasn't like I started with this incident. You know, I've been spending most of my life questioning social reality, questioning civilization, questioning religion, questioning the culture that we were given when we were created, and wondering, well, how can then we create something that actually fits with us? Because almost everybody I've talked to, and if you read about anyone, they're not even comfortable in their own culture. They feel oppressed. And it's not just the minorities, it's not just people who are officially oppressed. No, almost everybody feels like they're not happy in the situation they're in. Why? Why are we continuing to do that to ourselves? You know, and I read all these fake pseudo spiritual solutions, and I'm not real impressed. And all of them want you to pay for them to go to their workshop or some bullshit. You know, they'll give you some days of wisdom. Well, oh, fuck. It's a sick thing. It's really a sick thing, but I'm happy that I'm in the fucked up situation I'm in because it has shaken me up to the core. And I was already hardcore shaken up to the core in my life and questioning every single thing that there is and spending all of my time and years of study and experimentation working on everything I can. And this whole this whole bullshit that I'm in is really some pretty tough shit. Now, it does not matter if I, as an individual, die right now. It'd be easier for me. Be fine. But like most people, I think I, want to keep on living and trying to do something useful. And all I can take out of this experience is that I just have to do a better job. I have to serve better. I have to be clearer in my words. And, I'm a random, chaotic guy. I don't want to be respected by people. I don't want to be prettier. Look, I got like a thing on where is it? Here it is. I've been ripping that shit off on my eyebrow. I got a thing on my nose where weird hair grows out. I'm weak as fuck. My legs don't even work. I can't walk. I'm weak. And that's just, it's okay. I read online, I read the very sincere thoughts of people who have trouble in their own lives, and oh my God, they have more hard problems than I got. People are coming from such difficult places, and they come from hard families that are evil. I mean, we're fighting really against evil in the world. I was just chatting with a guy online about this, and it's amazing anyone can do anything good, but that's what we got to do. I'm not against fighting back in various ways. I would like to have us be polite, peaceful, preferably, but that isn't necessarily some sacred method. There may be times for death and pain to be delivered. I don't know. I mean, and I know that peace sounds so good, but that is not what we work for day to day. Most of us are working for evil in the world, day to day. So, anyway, I have no larger point with this video. I just, I'm alone in a room where I'm going to be for a while, I guess. I was hoping to have a miraculous recovery and walk fast and do things. And so far, I have not been miraculously recovering. I guess I could apologize, but I'm doing what I can do in the situation where I am. And that's, I have empathy for all of us. We're all just doing what we can do in the situation we're in with the resources we have. And so I really try and not be very judgmental to people. Of course, I think that a lot of what people do is evil, and it is. But it's really up to them to figure that shit out, you know. It's up to you to figure out who the person in the mirror is and what blood you have on your hands. Um, I'm against almost everyone's politics. I'm against, the use of force. I like, for example, the non-aggression principle. You can look that up, non-aggression principle, which is difficult to implement because we live in an aggressive world. We live in a world of great oppression at so many levels. I mean, civilization itself is almost by definition oppressive. That's just how it goes. And civilization itself will fall. So I'm on a lot of groups about that, and I'm on groups that want to have a better future for the world. But what's really weird to me is that a bunch of these groups, they're actually very against individual change. Like they want systematic change in the world. They want to have some kind of magic worldwide solution where humans become sustainable. But they themselves, this is so weird to me, they reject the idea that they themselves should reduce their own level of consumption. These are the rich people in the world. And what's so weird is they insult and they attack and they think the evil people are the really rich people. They say, like, eat the rich and destroy the rich people who are in control of oil and stuff like that. And it's like, no, you're the consumer. You're doing it. You are the actual problem. But nobody wants to see themselves as the problem, right? They don't want to like stop flying around. They don't want to stop, using energy to heat their building. They're not going to redesign their society. No, they're not going to think on any higher level at all because their consumption is their religion. And they don't care where their clothes come from. They don't care if their clothes come from people, working in slave wages. And these people far away are working in conditions that they would not allow in their own country. It would be illegal to employ these people that way in their own country. But it's okay if people far away, usually browner people than them, it's okay if they suffer and are oppressed and slaves. And it's okay if they buy the products because they just want their little bubble of consumption to be protected. And these same people talk about climate change, like, I care about climate change. No, you fucking don't. Sorry, it's not polite. Yar. So as I read all this stuff, and I've had a little extra time to read online, it just seems to me like people are hating people for the wrong reasons, and it doesn't work. It's not going to solve anything. And I'm not that sympathetic with actually evil people. There are actually evil people in the world, and maybe they should just all die. Fucking kill them. I don't give a shit. But it's a small percentage of people who are all that evil. And my greater fear is that evil is within us, that we are the problem, that our own consumption is the problem. I have a lot of experience with this now, where I've known people who live on far, far less resources, like almost no resources at all by comparison to the rich travelers I've hosted. I mean, we're talking about, that many of the people listening to this right now, or who will listen to it, live on 10 times more resources than people in other places. Many of them live on 10 times more resources than whole families that live in other places. And they always have a justification, and it's always okay. And I'm not, I'm not a big socialist or anything. I'm not into that shit. Socialism is just a way to collect money for the government so they can steal it from you and be richer. And then you can feel slightly good, but your society will get poorer. What I'm in favor of is freedom. Freedom for people who are having their resources stolen from them. And there's all sorts of complicated crap there. Oh, God damn, my legs hurt so bad. Oh, I'm trying to move around and shit. Oh. So much of the hate we have is not useful. It really isn't. So I'll probably delete this video later. I have no bigger point. I am working in the situation I'm in right now to be clearer in my viewpoints that I think are actually useful and can help the world be a better place. I have put my life into that at great risk, and apparently probably going to die doing it. And all these fake bullshit efforts I see out there are just such crap. Nobody cares about climate change. Don't even tell me they do. Fucking protest bullshitters. The one thing every single time I mention it on any forum is that those people are not going to reduce their consumption ever. The only time they're going to reduce their consumption is when civilization collapses. That's it. So fuck them. They'll die. Their children will die. That's how it is. And that's not me wanting that. It's their choice. They have opportunities for a graceful energy use descent. They could change and they could learn from the people in the world who don't use as much as them, but they're not gonna. And that's because that's just how beings are. That's how life is. Life evolves to use as much resources as it can because the beings, I'm not just talking humans, the beings that use more resources are able to reproduce more and build a greater population and then reproduce more and more. That's how it is, right? It's great. Except that when a population gets smart, and humans are definitely really smart, they will continue to reproduce. They will continue to use all the resources they can. And in the case of humans, and others probably universe-wide, they figure out how to use other resources to produce more energy, to make a greater civilization. Oh my God, it's so great. Humans are so awesome and great. And we build up this great civilization until we pollute our entire planet and die off. And that's exactly what's going on. All the humans will die. Maybe a few will survive, but I don't even know if that matters. Like, does it even matter if humans exist? I want them to exist because I would like to exist, and I'm projecting that onto a whole civilization. But like, who cares? You are killing humanity with your consumption patterns right now. Guarantee it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're some person in Africa living on $2 a month or something. But no, you're the problem. And you'd like to come up with any excuse you can why you're not the problem. You're going to come up with any excuse you can why you have to shit in clean water, right? Where you can justify eating contaminated food, why you live in a world where you vote for people who are oppressive to you and others. You know, most of the people I'm talking to right now probably live in a society where they have the highest percentage of incarcerated people in the world. Doesn't that strike you as a little weird? Yesterday was International Men's Day. I would prefer that be international. No, I'd prefer that be World Men's Day. You know how many messages were posted about that I saw? Zero. If it's International Women's Day, oh my God, I will see hundreds of messages. Oh, women's so important. Yeah, well, think about that. Not that you care. I could say stuff about that, but why bother? Why bother even talking to you at all? World of fucking hypocrites. People don't read. People do think for themselves. People think about their group and how they can benefit their group. How can I get more for me? All the time is what people want. In a way, I'm very lucky because I don't feel like I'm part of any group, even the stereotypical groups I'm part of, right? That some asshole will say, you're that, you're that, you're that. I know what these things are, and you know what I am probably. And you can say I'm evil because of what I am, my demographics. I'm the most evil demographic there is in so many ways. But that's not good enough. It's not going to solve anything. If all of the people who are in my demographic died tomorrow, you'd still have a total shithole world, a suicidal world. You going to fix it? I would like to be optimistic and think that you will think at a level that you'll kind of try and you'll question some things and you'll read some things and wonder about some things. Will you? Are you going to actually change your own life at all? You're going to wonder why you use so much energy that you do? Because you wonder about why you have a refrigerator. You know, how transportation works in the world and trade. And I want to say the word politics, but of course, those are deep and strange issues, politics, you know, that we can't fix easily. But peace is not going to be the only way, I'll tell you that. Because peace is not in the future of the world. And I would like peace in the world, but not going to happen. So we're going to continue destroying the world as it is. And I wish I could just be like a happy hippie and I could like package up a nice little happy word thing where I say, oh, everything will be good if we all just do this. And let's get some crystals and get into our chakra energy stuff. And it's like, no. We're living in a real world that is filled with violence and pain. And people come from families that have great pain. And that's unfortunate. I come from a family that, although weird, didn't have the kind of direct pain a lot of people's families come from. But I read about people's experiences online and not just families, but other experiences that they've had. And it's horrible, the experiences that people have had. And it makes me want to just give up. And I think it makes a lot of people just want to give up, fuck it all, fuck it. But I don't know, if we choose to be here, I don't know that we have any choice other than to just be kind, to center ourselves, to find strength within us and try and fix things, and I'm an extreme pessimist. I think that humanity is going to die. I'm a doomer. That's what they call them, doomers. Because every single graph I see, every single thing I see about the way civilization is going says to me, we're all fucked and we're going to die. And I've accepted that. I know it's upsetting for a lot of people and it sounds very bad, but I'm a doomer because that appears to be what's going to happen. All right. Don't go thinking the government's going to fix it. And even if you try and fix it, which I'm trying to do, you'll probably fail. And I don't know what else to do. I'm going to keep trying, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, even though I don't think it matters at all. I don't think anyone gives a shit at all. The only thing that's made me think it matters at all is that some people recently kept me alive. And someone thinks that I can try in a good way. And you know what? I do have some fucking ideas about how we can make it better. And some of those ideas are born out of a lifelong pattern of study. I'm not owned by any philosophy. I've rejected the philosophy I came from, and I've studied many others. And I know there's other people out there who are not just a part of an oppressive philosophy. They're not just nationalists. They're not just part of a religion. They're frustrated like I am, and that gives me hope. And I think that some of those people are the people who are supporting me because they see my frustration, they see my willingness to die for what I believe in. And, I don't have magic answers. Sorry. But I'm willing to be very honest in sharing my explorations, and I'm willing to share those difficult processes with other people so that they come up with their own solutions. Because it's not some magic Brian solution that's going to solve the problems in the world. It's your solution in your life right now, tomorrow, doing the best you can. And you got problems. I mean, if I was gonna, know you better, we could evaluate you, and we know you got problems. Okay, I got problems, but that's where we got to start from. But we have redemption. We have personal redemption. We have personal solutions we can slowly do better on. You got your fucking damage, and so do I. So that's where I come from, and I wish you the best. Yeah.
Comida.
Sí, okay, qué bueno, gracias. Holy shit. Muchas gracias.
Yeah.
And I have food, which we all need. And agriculture and food is, of course, at the core of solving the problems in the world. Pain is good. And food is good. So anyway, that's my little ranting for the moment. Well, I guess that's it for now. Good luck to y'all.